fabulous time. That's what we do.
Yes, we are.
It's gonna be a
That's
good
what we're
show
gonna
tonight.
call
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Hey,
we can do this because we're the African American Network.
power to the people.
and,
Power to
and
the
we're
people.
and we're already live. So, good
Okay.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. This is Laura Thompson, your friendly, fabulous, feisty, fierce, and phenomenal CEO and creator of TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach. And you're tuned into the late night coffee break, and I'm here with some fabulous, phenomenal, fantastic, friendly, fun sisters, and we're going to talk about cigars and girls that smoke cigars. I'm not one of them, but I hope they recruit me to hang out with them sometimes. So,
Anytime.
so the reason we're here is because Sharon Lewis, she came in last week and talked about a cigar event, and she's the founder of the San Antonio cigar culture, and so she's
Uh-huh.
doing some cigar events around the city, and she talked about some ladies that smoke. And so I said, well, let's get them together and get on and talk about it. So how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for hanging out with us late night. That's
Thank you for
good.
having me.
No problem. So before we get started with our discussion, I just want us to go around and introduce ourselves and tell us who you are, what you do, why you do it, and why you smoke cigars. So we're gonna start out with Sharon. How you doing? Welcome to the coffee
Well,
break
good
late
evening.
night.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I am Sharon Lewis. Well, I'm just gonna say Sharon Lewis. I'm gonna say my whole name, but Sharon Lewis. And what do I do? I am a San Antonio native, and I'm an educator. 20 years at this, and in
What?
my pastime, yes, ma'am, 20 years, probably 21, but 20 years. And my pastime was to relieve stress and then some. I'm not gonna even say stress. It was one of those life after divorce habits that I picked up, and I started smoking cigars. And it was just something that I became, I'm not gonna say addicted to, but it's something that you acquire over time. And it was something that it took gradually, I got into after I had to pace myself. So that's what I do. And then now just trying to, be on the scene and see who the influencers are in the city and let everybody know, hey, do you know that, you know, that this is happening at this location and here and there. So I just like to connect people and get people together. And that's why I brought, put together the cigar culture just to highlight different venues and places and people that's around just so the city can know what's going on. So that's just, I'm about love and unity. That's it. And have fun.
Wow. So thank you for inviting the other cigar smoking lady. So Tanya Carpenter. So
Uh-huh.
what's your story?
Uh, well, uh, I guess September, in fact, I was actually one of the program managers over the COVID um, case investigations for the city of San Antonio, but I work for UT Health Houston, School of
Wow.
Public Health San Antonio. So with the numbers that you would hear from the mayor every night would come from my team.
Wow.
Now I'm currently doing some work that affects your households as well. All of us need it, and we use it every day. Uh, I'm a mother. I'm a mother who is on the journey of not being if you want to say, the helicopter mother, of course, but I am a linker. I like to link people. I like to do the business technical assistance and get people in the same room that I know have talents and put them together in a room together to learn each other and of course, support each other. So I try to take you on the journey of doing a annual report and you don't know you're doing it in real time, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. So you kind of ease us into that annual
Yeah, and you
report.
know me from doing work with the Promise Zone for managing that development on the east side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I do. I was saying Toya Carpenter smokes cigars. So then we have Toya T. How you doing, Toya?
Name is Laura. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Tell us your story.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, my little story short, I'm just Toya. I don't never I mean, I don't know. I'm just me. Just kind of quiet to myself, but I have a love for people. I love to bring people together. I love to see people have a good time. I mean, when it comes to talking about me, I don't talk about myself much. I always toot the horn of other people. So it's kind of hard for me to articulate in words who I am. Even though I do know who I am, it's just hard for me to put in words. But when someone asks me about me, I'm just Toya, a person that likes to see people have a good time, connect people, and just live life.
Wow. Well, I like
And
that hat, Toya. That's pretty cool. So Lisa Anderson.
Oh wow. Um. Yeah, I'm pretty much like I can never say anything about me. Um. But I've been back here for almost 30 years, and that's how long I've been smoking cigars. And
Really?
mhm, I am definitely a people person. I never meet a stranger. I'm always laughing, smiling, talking, helping, doing whatever I can for whoever I can, whenever I can. That's just me. I'm in the medical field, been in the medical field for quite some time. Uh, it's a passion that I have. I love being able to help somebody and actually make a difference with the help that
Wow.
I get.
So that's pretty awesome. And we have one other guest, and I'm going to ask her to tell us who she is and what she does, where she's from, all that good stuff.
So I'm not a native of San Antonio. I moved back in 2020. I was here for about maybe almost a decade, maybe, and in total. And my name is Kitu Muhammad. So I have a cigar line called Falky,
Mm,
and I am an avid cigar smoker. I enjoy everything about cigars. Just straight from the soil, the development of the leaves, just their growth,
mm,
the different types, the varieties, and I enjoy people. I definitely enjoy socializing. Um, Introvert, extrovert. Sometimes I pull back. Um, there's so many things that I enjoy, and I find cigars just blend right in there. I enjoy suits. I enjoy tailoring suits. I enjoy designing them.
wow.
I enjoy, mostly men's apparel, but I do enjoy fabric. I enjoy the design and just the sophistication that can go with it, the education, the lifestyle that is involved with cigars. For me, it's a lifestyle. It's not a hobby. It's my meditation. It's also in my spiritual practice. Instead of burning sage, I use pure cigar leaves. Pure tobacco leaves, excuse me. There's a lot that I do with it in healing practices. So it just went
Wow.
right in with what I was already doing in my lifestyle. So for me, I'm still young in it, about 5 or 6 years smoking. I had my one of my best friends who's passed away now. He introduced me to cigars, but before I started smoking, I learned about the craft. I learned about the art of cigars before I actually got into it. I really wanted to understand and respect the art. So I went through in full education, went encyclopedia with it.
Wow.
Just doing my research, doing my due diligence, and just found it as something that so many people are into. I was able to go to a doctor's appointment. Was able to smoke with one of the doctors who does he does colonoscopies. And I said, well, what do you know? He also smokes cigarettes. So I said, well, what do people say to you being a doctor and you smoke? He said, I tell them to mind their business.
Tell them good answer, good answer, huh? So you said you make cigars as well?
I have a cigar line, yes, and I'm in.
Wow.
So my main goal is to go into Mexico and use more of their leaves. So there are many companies who actually use Mexican leaf tobacco, but they don't advertise it. So it's something that I've been looking into because it's a very resourceful region. It's near Texas and it's plentiful.
Wow. And so you grow your own leaves here or you
No, we work with manufacturers, and
Oh, okay.
the manufacturing since COVID is really, really hard, due to the fact of, people needing to be socially distanced, contracting the virus. And so it's put production down for many larger cigar owners. So it's definitely affecting those that are smaller.
Wow. So do all of y'all go out and smoke together?
I've spoken to Sharon, and the other faces I've seen. Last name Anderson. I remember last name. I've seen you out, but I haven't really like sat at a lounge and like all of us, or we had a big setting of women in just one spot. I haven't seen that in San Antonio.
Wow. You need that.
So I haven't seen
Working
that
on
yet.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when y'all go out, do you all go out with the idea of smoking cigars in mind, or is it just something random?
I
Or?
do.
I do both.
I do.
I do. I don't go too many places where I can't smoke.
Exactly.
Okay.
If I can't smoke, I don't.
Right.
Okay.
If I can't enjoy my smoke, it's not a place that I will patronize.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So do the establishments allow y'all to smoke inside, or they all have patios?
Patios.
Most of them have
Um,
patios.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only places you can probably smoke inside are private clubs.
Yes.
Okay.
So if it's not a private club,
Yeah.
you can't smoke. Not in the city of San Antonio. I don't
Exactly.
even think. Not even in Bear County.
Wow. So anybody can answer, but who introduced y'all to smoking cigars?
Hmm. My boss did actually. He introduced me on when we were in Florida, and of course you're closer to Cuba, if you will. But
Okay.
that's where I first started.
Wow.
I introduced myself. My granddad, when I was younger, used to smoke pipe tobacco, and so when he died, and I became an adult, I missed that smell. So I gravitated to cigars, and I smoke the more sweet cigars because it reminds me of his pipe tobacco.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I
So,
introduced myself as smoking cigars because I was curious. I would go to different places and I would see people just relaxing and just kind of in their own world, and I was like, what is that feeling about? So I actually went to Finks down on Broadway, and I was looking at the different cigars and asking different questions about what would require, what would my palate require as far as the cigars. So I took several classes, and I've just noticed that one thing about smoking cigars, you're in your own lane, you're in your own zone. You're just kind of, it's not a rush smoke. It's a smooth, kind of relaxed type of smoke, and you're just, you pay attention to your surroundings. You're in your own zone. I feel when you smoke a cigar.
wow. And Sharon, she was on last week, and she talked about drinking coffee with her cigars. So what do the other ladies drink with their cigars, or do you drink anything with them?
I do the coffee, but I like a nice bourbon or whiskey with mine too. But I don't have to have it all the time. But for the flavor, I like that.
For me, I mean, water's good, but tea. I like sweet tea. I like hot tea. I don't drink that with my cigars because it rinses my palate too much. Everyone's palate. Tea just rinses the palate. Coffee is my thing. I could drink coffee all day, and I have to make myself not drink coffee because I love coffee just straight, nothing in it, no sugar, no cream, straight black. But my favorite drink with my cigars is actually a Scotch, and I like Scotch whiskey. Bourbons are too sweet for me.
Same.
And so I love very expensive Scotch, and I like my Scotch like I like my men. I like them with some
Come
honey.
on now.
and strong. I like to feel the burn
And
of my
strong.
Like that.
I gotta feel it.
Come on
I
now.
can't feel it. Gotta go.
Y'all hear that, fellas?
That part.
Hear that?
I like
So,
that.
so Lisa, what about you? Oh,
Well, I like a cognac with my cigars or bourbon. Either one. Either one.
and Toya. Oh, were you?
Guess I'll be the oddball. It just all depends on what I'm smoking. If I'm smoking a Maduro, or if I'm smoking a mixed leaf, or if I'm smoking a sweet cigar, it just all depends on whatever my palate is desiring with that stick. So I'm just a little different when it comes to pairing my cigars with what I drink.
Wow.
Yeah, it varies.
Wow, this
I
is
like that she
interesting.
brought up, I like that, who was it? P2 brought up about the bourbon being sweet because I like scotch, but as I've gotten into this lifestyle for a while, I saw my health change. My body started to react differently. And so
Yeah.
I started getting a lot of inflammation. Like first, as I was being curious about it and I really liked it, I started seeing what other men or different women drank or what they smoked with it, right? And so then I loved Johnny Walker. So I thought, but then after I drink it for a while, I start swelling up. And I'm like, what's going on? So I started really paying attention what I was putting in and how my body was responding. And so I'm glad you said that because I was been drinking this bourbon, as I have in here too with my coffee. But the sweetness, because when I moved to Houston, I was picking up different things. That's when I really picked up a different lifestyle from what I was used to. A lot of more drinking I was doing and smoking. And some wines I used to drink was too sweet. So I went to the doctor and I was like, I'm gaining all this weight. What's going on? Do my blood work. Am I having some thyroid issues? And he was like, you're fine. He said, what are you drinking? I said, well, I drink a bottle of Moscato. Well, that's sugar. Well, I drink this. So then I started being cognizant of what I'm putting in my mouth. And I end up, even though it hurts so good, I know if I drink, I don't know, some Johnny Walker or certain type of whiskeys, I know I'm a suffer. In the long run, I'm gonna feel it in my knees, inflammation start kicking in, or if I'm smoking certain cigars, it started to affect my health. So then that's when I started taking my time and really zoning in on exactly what I like and what it does for me, health wise, because it does affect us. And so I didn't think about the sugar. And to say that, I didn't think about that's the sugar. I try to find little triggers like, okay, I got to leave that alone. That's why I know what I can do and I leave it be. So does that work for anybody? Have anybody went through that?
Yeah, I have.
How it responds to your body?
Yeah, I started off with rum and I did like bourbon. And I would start swelling up because of the sugar content. I already don't like wine because, wine puts me to sleep. I'm not trying to go to sleep. So anything with a high sugar content doesn't work for me. And so I preferred scotch because I can drink scotch, I can sip it and it doesn't affect me. It doesn't make me super drunk. It doesn't make me swell up. Now you might be a little thirsty if you're not used to it. But, I guess just the caveat I'll say, I put in there is that even with cigars and with alcohol, you have to be, if you have any type of swelling issues or allergies, you do need to be concerned about what barrel it's in, even tequila, even vodka. You definitely need to understand if it's oak, if you have an allergy to oak, if it's, what barrel was that, pretty much steeping in, because if you have that allergy nasal wise, more than likely when you have that type of tobacco that may grow near oak trees, if it grows near certain types of you actually have an allergy to that leaf, you may have an allergy to that alcohol. So I find myself like at the liquor store being concerned about, well, what kind of, what's in these, what kind of barrel is this? What are the contents? Like who's
exactly
asking about health, healthy questions, but I do that because now I'm aware of how certain things can affect me. So I kind of do that Scotch, but if it's, most of them are going to be Scotch whiskey blend, but bourbon, which I used to love to put that in my coffee and drink it all day. Yes, and I would be at work. And
Don't tell on yourself now. Don't tell on yourself.
now it's like I do not touch it because I know that all I need is a little bit of it, and I'll see swelling in my ankles.
Right. Exactly.
Wow. Wow. So
Interesting.
what would you all tell someone that doesn't smoke cigars, but they may be interested in smoking cigars? What should they start with, or how should they start?
Well, they definitely should start with something extremely mild. They don't,
Mhm.
if they're starting out, they shouldn't jump into, it's like if you're a swimmer,
Mhm.
you're not just going to jump in that deep end. You're going to start in the shallow water. You're going to figure it out. You're going to work your way. You're going to get stronger and get it figured out. So anyone who is trying to start, it's the same difference. You start off baby steps. You start out with something mild until you build your tolerance. I have a gentleman friend. He and his wife, they go down to Midtown also, and he always comes to me and asks me about something. And that's how he started, and so he's progressing up to different things. So we sit and we talk about that and the next level after certain cigars, where to go to, because he's trying to stop smoking cigarettes. So he's getting into smoking cigars.
Yeah.
So
And I treat it like perfume. When a woman's trying to choose her own perfume, or a man with his own cologne, I ask them what kind of scents do they like. So I'll ask that person, well, some people like, well, do you like the smell of citrus? Do you like the smell of, frankincense and myrrh, or things like that? Do you like an incense smell? Do you like an earthy smell? And then you introduce them to the certain type of cologne or perfume that may suit their nose.
Mhm.
So I do the same thing with cigars. I'll ask them, what is your favorite drink? And one thing I try to do is not preference it towards men or women, because I know as a woman, the first thing they suggested was a sweet cigar. I'm someone who doesn't like sweets. I don't like candy. So when they gave me a sweet cigar, I was like, this is gross, but I don't like sweets.
mhm.
I like hard liquor. So my palate was ready for something
Exactly.
that was a little earthier. And they were like, we don't see women choose an earthy cigar for their first time. I said, well, my palate isn't towards anything sweet. And so I'll see that they'll introduce women to something sweet, men to something a little more earthy, but still a light blend. And for me, I went straight towards about medium, about mild to full on my first cigar. I drink coffee hard. I drink my liquor hard. So, that suit my palate. So I asked them, what is your favorite type of drink? And because whatever their drink is, sometimes that palate can get, I'll say, it can have some affirmation with that cigar. So I try not to box them, because some people, they're not ready for the big smoke, but they may be ready for something that's a medium instead of an extremely mild. It might turn them off. Now, a cigarette smoker, they're used to inhaling all the time.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Right.
make sure that you give them something that they can use a different breathing technique for, because they get hungry
Exactly.
to smoke. So you have to, start them off a little differently, and also let them know now,
Right.
just because you're going towards cigars, it doesn't mean it's going to make you give up the desire for cigarettes.
Exactly.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
That's true.
one's tobacco, pure tobacco, the other one, is tobacco with a whole bunch of nicotine and other things in it, but you may still have those cravings. So don't look at this as another crutch. And people, they're trying to break one habit for another habit.
Mhm.
Sometimes they just need to break the habit, period. Give themselves a long rest, and then let's see if you want to do cigars, because cigars are not a habit. They're not, you can't
Right.
you can't smoke them fast. And smokers, they have a habit. They got to do it numerous times a day. Whereas a cigar is leisure. It's something that you do to relax, something that you do to enjoy, and not rush for like 3-minute smoke. If cigarettes even last 3 minutes a piece.
Yeah.
So-
Really taking in the experience.
Yes, it's an experience. Yes,
So cigars are not addictive like cigarettes.
not at all.
Not that I know of anyway.
People can wait to
Depends.
have their
I
cigar.
started slow and gradual.
Yeah.
So how
I
often?
started.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said I had started slow at first for what I can handle because of my work life. And then I wasn't naturally a smoker. I hated the smell of tobacco. All that was disgusting to me. I just thought it was unladylike. I had my opinions about it until I got into the world. And like I said, it gave me a feeling I never felt before. And I was like, this is different. Plus, I psyched myself out. Well, I'm not actually inhaling it. So I'm technically not a smoker. That's just how I
Right.
saw it.
Okay, Bill.
But it was something that I can handle. And then, I was kind of embarrassed by it. So it was my own little secret because my circle or people I was around was like, ladies don't do that. That's not ladylike. And I was like, but I like it.
Right.
So I would go, that's what would make me go different places and frequent. And I'll be the only female sometimes. And I would never see other females smoking. And
Right.
so with that being said, it was what I can handle. I used to do it every quarter. I do it once every 2 or 3 months because in the beginning it was strong. I started spinning and I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't handle it until I got used to it. And this was something that I really enjoyed. It really calmed me down. It just made me feel different. And so I started like once every 3 months. And then I started increasing it, as I got used to it. And then now, depending, because you got to go to work, you got to perform, so it's a different lifestyle for everyone. Some people do it, mostly men and some women, they do it twice a day or 3 times a day. They do it all day. But for me, it was a gradual, situation, or it's more social. But now it is my lifestyle. So I might have to have a cigar like twice a week, because I can handle it and handle my other personal and work life. It's a balance basically. And it's to each his own. So that's my experience.
Wow.
I think it's also about like when you made the point about people saying it's not ladylike. I think it's about, for me, it's like I don't need your validation for
Right.
that. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for this is what I like, and
It took a minute.
whomever
It took
is
a
in my
minute. Now I don't
space.
care.
Yeah, whomever's in my
Right.
space who can deal with it or not, whether it's male or female,
Right.
they'll be there, and that's just how I
Right.
work.
I think it's cool.
Absolutely.
I think it's cool. I know
Yeah.
I tried it once. I said this offline, but I tried it once and I got really, really dizzy. And Sharon said I wasn't smoking it right. I was inhaling it. And I did because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. But I'm interested in it. I'm interested in learning more about it. I just really don't know where to start to maybe I'll hang out with Sharon or Tanya or somebody and
You can treat it
Like I
like
said,
golf.
don't
You can
start
treat it
at the
like
smoke shops. Do not
oh
purchase
golf.
your cigars from the smoke shop, HEB, or a liquor store. Now, they told me that Specs has a nice, respectable humidor.
They have
I haven't
humidor.
tried them,
Yeah, they do.
but more ill of them because I was, I'm seeing more cigar brands that I see at the lounge, and now I'm seeing them, being sold through Specs. But I definitely tell people don't go to the smoke shop because they don't that's not a humidor that they have them in. They have them in, they're basically a shelf, and you know how long they've been sitting there and not at the right
Exactly.
Right.
temperature matters. That is a leaf. And even if someone's a
it
weed
does.
smoker, they really need to have a humidor, even for it's still a leaf and it needs to have moisture. It needs to be the right temperature. So when there is I'll say for me, when it came to the profession I had chosen later in life, which was to become a chef and a butcher, it fit right in with my lifestyle. Like immediately. I mean, I'm like, hey, I gotta go on and I gotta go smoke my cigars. I'm gonna be out for about 30, 40 minutes. I don't need anybody to disturb me. And it helped me get a lot more clients also too, because I was a cigar smoker. They have this different mentality, like, well, if she smokes cigars, she's chill. She's a woman for the job. She understands everything. I don't have to explain stuff. Like they just have this different idea of a woman that smokes cigars versus a woman that doesn't. It worked for me. So it is definitely something that I meshed into my lifestyle. And and I enjoy it. For me, 3 times a week won't work. I definitely smoke every
We
day.
know.
Right.
And I love it. So when I see people, they're like, well, I do it just on the weekends. Everyone has a different style. Some people
Mhm.
do it once a month,
Yeah.
and then there are people who may smoke 5 a day, 10 a day. And,
Wow.
and they're absolutely fine doing
Really?
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
But see,
so if you,
the girl in me won't let me too much because I'm natural. So especially when I get a silk out, you know how much you pay for a silk press, And so sometimes I don't want that cigar smoke in my hair. So then the girl come out a little bit. So I have to wait till my hair is a little old, and then I just go. It's just, I had to also gauge it on my hair. That's all I'm saying. I had to gauge it on the hair.
so if
Yeah,
you don't buy it from a smoke shop, where do you go? If you don't buy it from a smoke shop.
Finks.
We go
Finks
to
is real good. That's where.
a
Yeah,
professional humidor, which would be a cigar lounge, or some people, depending on what part of the
Right.
country, they'll call it a cigar bar. They may just call it straight up humidor, no matter what the name of the place is. But you definitely want a place that has a great humidor, and you'll know that because you'll be able to physically walk in there.
Right.
Oh, okay. So what's the price range? What's a good price to pay for a cigar for a person that's just starting out?
Well, it's gonna depend on your palate.
Yeah.
What you want, because they have some cigars that are very inexpensive that are good smoke.
good.
Right.
Exactly.
And then you have some that can be a little pricey that you may not like. So
Right.
it's just really going to depend on what your palate needs. And then your budget. That's
Come on,
what
'cause it's
your budget
expensive.
is.
I
Yes.
mean,
Because it can be. It
yeah.
can be. And people get on me all the time because, and Sharon will tell you this, I will just give you a cigar. If you want one
Yes,
and I
she
have
will.
it, I'll give it to you. And
And
everybody
she
be like,
won't
how
take
much you want for it?
money
I'm like,
for it. She won't take no money for it
Oh,
either. And
Lisa,
I'm
you
like,
one of
you know
those
it's not
people.
cheap. Yeah, she was
yeah.
like,
And
I'm like, I know you paid her
people get
$10.
on me all the time about that, but I'm like, that's just not me. But
Tip jar out there.
whatever your budget is and whatever your palate is, that's going to determine what you're willing to pay for a cigar.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, you may go somewhere and find a really good $3 cigar. You may have
Right.
a $7 cigar, and then you may see a $45 cigar that may not be better than the $3 cigar, and then vice versa. I've had it to where I've paid for some cigars now. I've bought some boxes and a bit of my money. And then I've had it to where there's that one $45 cigar and it was trash.
Right.
It was absolute trash. And you can't return it.
Right.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, because I've had to even be mindful, going back to what Sharon was saying, like the hair thing. My thing for hair was I could tell when my hair was getting dry, this is not the right product for me. So I had to
Really?
I had to figure out what was good for, not just the internal part, but the hair thing too.
Yeah.
So do you have to have
As
that
you
little?
can see, I don't worry about the hair. I just cut it all off.
Well, Lisa, you moving like that though.
I just take it off.
I just cut all mine off. Oh,
Yeah, the
One
hair
day.
is a big deal because your hair does have that odor. I love the scent, but I'm natural and I will just spray my hair with water and conditioner in it that's scented, and then it gets the odor out for me. Everyone's different. I've even on my real hair sprayed it with Febreze and it didn't bother when I had
Wow.
And I'm natural too, so yeah, you gotta do that.
If you get the oil sheen with the mink oil in it, sometimes it takes the scent out too. Everybody has their different techniques, and some people just. I think one of our friends we have in common, me and Sharon, she said she used a fabric sheet on it. it also made it soft.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, it's just
Wow.
different techniques
Yeah.
out there.
Wow. So you are tuned into the coffee break on TAN TV, the African American Network. Well, we have a local feel with the global reach, and we're here with some wonderful, phenomenal young ladies that are cigar smokers, and they're telling us all about it and educating us on how to buy and how to pick what's for you and price ranges and what they drink with their cigars, all of that good stuff. So, like when I go into like a Valero, and I know there's a lot of people that buy like Swishers, Swisher sweets or something like that. That's not a cigar, right?
It actually is. Even a black and mild,
Yes.
they're actually that really is a cigar, but it's more of a pipe blend. In the
Mm.
black and mild, that is a pipe blend cigar. And then the Swisher Sweets, they're the more grass ends of the leaves. So it's not the actual whole leaf, but the pieces that they cut off
Hmm.
from the leaves when they're shaping the cigar. That is what they have in them. It's just the trash part of the leaf.
Right.
Wow. So where do you sell your cigar line?
For me,
Yes.
so we're based in Houston, so we
Oh,
have a lot
okay.
of clientele there. We have a few cigar lounges that they just know us, and then they buy from local from local suppliers or local vendors. When we had an event like during the Black Cigar Week, my partner vended at those tables and did that. And so right now he's sick, so we have to kind of pivot and do everything because everything's separate in our business. So if I leave, I don't have to worry about splitting anything financially. But it's mostly in the Houston area. I did bring some here and completely sold out. Of course, here last week, but it didn't happen. So some of the fellas are still remembering the cigar and like, okay, come on now, that was the smoothest cigar I have ever had. We can bring that back here. And so our thing is having issues with production.
Okay. So
Production is a big deal.
I want to try one of your cigars first. That'll be my first try. If
Mine is definitely, even though it's smooth, it is still a Maduro.
That's a bite.
We have Maduros, yeah.
so, what does that mean?
That's a big girl.
It's too strong for me.
Yeah, that's the big boy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do y'all have any cigars on hand that y'all can show?
Yeah, so I want to do a quick little Q&A with the ladies. This is just me.
Okay, all right.
So I saw my aunt in Houston. She would smoke Al Capones, and I was like, Al Capones, what is that? She's like cigarillos. I'm still a little naive, like, what the heck is a cigarillo? So I know what it is now. But so this is a cigarillo, which is some people may take on the go. I could keep in my purse here and there. And they're small. Can you see that okay? I don't know how to.
Yeah, you can see it.
So so they're little small little cigarillos. So ladies, give me some comments on what you think about these, your experience, your knowledge base on it.
I haven't had that one, but I've had cigarillos when I first started smoking. I had those, and the actual first cigar I ever had was a rum runner because it smelled like my granddad's pipe tobacco. But I like cigarillos.
Okay,
Something,
Toya.
you know.
Cigarillos is good. It's a quick smoke for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
It's something that's just gonna take me for maybe 15, maybe 10 minutes or so. So it's a quick smoke. Nice relaxation. Burns very good, but burns kind of fast.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm a Maduro girl. I like the AJ Hernandez. I like all of the Cuban kind of soil cigars. So I want something that's going to at least have me sitting down for at least an hour or two. And one thing that I have so enjoyed about this moment is the fact that we can talk something called stick talk. And as we've learned everything when it comes to our hair. We've learned as far as medical is concerned. So when you sit down and have a good cigar and then you're in good conversation, it's even a better smoke because you're more relaxed. You're able to open up and talk to people about different things that you normally, wouldn't hear. So this, if you've learned anything about these few moments that we've been on the phone, it's knowledge, and it's just different women coming together and being able to share their experiences. And you don't find that too often. So Sharon, I salute you, and Miss Laura, I salute you as well as having this, because it is much needed for the women that smoke cigars, and to bring the culture in to allow people know what our world is like.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's why it was kind of like a handpicked, and so at this moment, and to piggyback on that, what you said, Toya, awesome, because it was, usually Tanya's busy, and Tanya, she's a stickler. She holds me accountable. Sharon, don't be waiting until the last minute, do it on time. And it was one of those things of you're hesitant, but you just do what God tell you. I know, but and I just reached out, and because I would see, we are besties, we might not be invited to the barbecues here and there, but we see each other in passing. And I know I'll see Toya at Finks a lot here and there, and I'll nod and wave, and and I'll go in my corner and sit and do what I do, because when you smoke a cigar, you're in your world. You don't want to interfere too much, right? But that's one thing I could say we all will have in common is the stick, and that's what it brings everyone together. So yeah, I thank you ladies again for being receptive and open and spontaneous for tonight. So thank you,
Very
ladies.
well.
This is what's up. Because they're true smokers. I know they true smokers. They true smokers.
I would actually.
But this is my shorter version. So
I'm just saying, the first time smoking, I would give them a cigarello or an acid, a little.
The acid, yeah.
Do they sell them here in San Antonio? The small acid.
Okay, that's what I have my bestie on.
I think
that's what I said.
Yeah,
the acids are good.
I call them fillers. Like how Toy says, it's a filler for me. Like, or it's a filler if you're somewhere and you don't have that Maduro that you want or what have you. You can
and it's a little sweet.
Get that real quickly and do what you need to do. But going even back to what she said about the stick talk, it reminds me of when people say they make deals on the golf course. You can make deals,
right?
And it's even to me
absolutely
better than the golf course, because again, if you go to the private clubs or whatever, you're in rooms with people that might have this, and they're relaxed as well, and so you have that casual flow of conversation that comes about, and I think that for women, because we are more into the corporate world, or what have you, or business builders or bosses, whatever you want to call us at this moment in time, whatever. But you're able to ease your way in there maybe a little bit more smoothly. It's not that much pressure about it, if that makes sense.
It's very engaging.
Yeah.
So people don't feel intimidated to spark up a conversation while having a cigar with someone else.
Right. So
you end up meeting all kinds of people in those venues. They may be multimillionaires, they may be billionaires, or they may just be a 5-figure earner that's in the room with you. Kind of evens the playing field, and everyone can have that casual conversation. And with very few introductions, you're introducing what are you smoking, or what about that lighter? And I'm gonna go and get my lighters, because that'd be a good point to bring.
Yeah, the lighters. Yeah.
Oh yeah, show your lighters. So I'm gonna take it. So mine, and then we'll move on. I smoke Olivas, so I have a smaller version that I keep with me in my purse. So because it's my quick smoke, because I'm always on the run. And I love my cigars, and I'm sitting down somewhere, I will have a cigar. It helps me think and focus, and I'm good. So I like that they sell them like this. But I also have my other, I'm like a Toya Maduro. I like a nice mild blend, but this is my go-to on the run. So I have a smaller version until I can get to a lounge and get to a venue and chill. I need one now so I can calm down, because I'm a little hyper. In my day, I'm all like,
wow.
Right back. I'm going to get my stuff.
Okay. While she's getting her lighter, tell us about your event coming up on the 28th.
On the 28th, it's called Nor Itu Blanc Bash, which means black and white bash at Weathered Soul Brewery, from 4 to about 9-10 until we get tired. And we will be in the warehouse portion of the brewery. And it's just a casual black and white event. to kind of dress up just a little bit, but just casual, smoke some cigars, drink some craft beer from the founder and head brewer, which is Marcus Baskerville, and just showcasing other places we can actually go. As we talked about before, there's not many places that patronize cigar smokers, and so that's the whole purpose of what I do, and is to showcase other places that you can go and have a good stogie, because it's very minimum. And so that's what this event is about, just to get everybody together and have a good time and do what we do best. We fellowship, we engage, we connect, and we enjoy our stogies and a good craft beer and some spirits.
Wow.
So yes, next Friday at Weathered Soul.
And what time again?
From the doors open at 4, and there is an itinerary. We'll have the meet and greet and so forth. He'll go over his story around 7, and we'll be mixing and mingle throughout that. A few vendors will be there. 49 Cigars will be there to sell cigars, and Southern Grits will be our showcase cuisine. She will be there on the scene to buy food from her. Of course, we have the whole VIP experience for those who purchase it, because a portion of the proceeds do go toward his Black is Beautiful campaign. And of course, you get the swag bag. We also have Alamo Distilling Company, which they have bourbon here, like the little bourbon. This is their Black label bourbon.
Really?
And they'll be there for doing tastings, sounds by DJ Magic. We also have other people just in the city who are influencers in the place. And my goal is just to showcase the locals who's doing our thing as well. And just, just have a good time.
Wow.
Just have a good time. So that's next Friday. I hope everybody can come out.
So I heard you say something about Southern Grits. What's that all about?
That's Chef Drea. She, I frequent her food truck. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. It's Drea. And I frequent her food truck. She usually is at Uptown 78. And she's at other places throughout the city. But man, her shrimp and grits is amazing. And she has this, she has a little bit of everything, fried catfish, a nice Southern cuisine, but oh my God, delicious. Her banana pudding is delicious. So I literally wait till wherever she's parked at, and I just stock up because I don't cook. And so I make sure my refrigerator is stocked with her food. But it was good when I had a meeting with the Weathered Soul people, they knew who she was because she was at a brunch event. So it was cool. So it was easy. And plus we always talk and always wanted to work together. So she is an amazing chef. She's a baker. She bakes too. I didn't know that. Wow. So I was like, wow. So everybody has their thing. So, and we have some other people on the panel who's doing some awesome things in the city as well. And I would love them to showcase what they're doing as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toya dropped off, but I know she's opening
Horizons
really soon too, right?
Yes.
I don't remember. I can't remember the name exactly, but I know it should be opening soon. So
Horizons.
So I didn't get to tell her, okay, plug your place, baby.
Okay, I can do it.
Yes.
Like she said, she's so mild mannered. I love that she's mild mannered, but she's doing.
Yeah, her place is called Horizons.
Horizons.
So what is Horizon?
Right off
Is that
it's a club, and she's going to have a patio area. It's right there off of 410 where the Galaxy movie theater is. It's that white building. It used to be 410 Club, and then it was American Legion. Now it's hers.
Okay. The one on MLK? No,
on 410.
Oh, okay.
On
Okay.
410.
Okay. So what about you, Lisa? What you got going on?
I'm just trying to get to the events.
I know.
I'm a supporter.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, I try to go. I try to go and support, and I will be there Friday.
Okay.
Yes, she's a big supporter. She is.
I've seen her out.
I
I never come across to talk to her, but when I saw the face, I was like, I know that face. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
got your.
I always see her and wave.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I always see her and wave.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
what is that case?
Yeah, she's
This was actually a jewelry case that I had gotten from Ross some years ago, and now I use it to save all of my tobacco leaves and all my numerous receipts, because the leaves actually preserve my receipts, so I can go to my CPA and show them all of my purchases that I make with cigars, because I need them written off.
Hmm.
So
Hey.
these are the tobacco leaves. I don't know how well it shows. My ring
It
light.
shows good. Wow.
Um,
So
but it's
you roll them yourself?
what?
You roll the cigars yourself?
No, actually, these leaves right here, I trade them with shamans, and I just go to one of the shops and he gives me all of his leaves that actually come in with his cigars.
Hmm.
And so it's just like an even trade. So the shamans trade with me, and I go to the cigar shop and I trade for the tobacco.
So what do you do? Just save the leaves? What do you? I'm
Yes, I
just
actually do.
so naive. I
Use
don't.
them and return them to the earth and do them for whatever spiritual ceremonies. These are numerous bags that we collect. So when you go to a cigar lounge, a cigar bar, they give you bags.
Hmm.
I've been to Fink's numerous times, and the one thing about going to cigar lounges, they will help you. They will help to educate you. They won't just have you wandering around trying to figure something out. So I keep all of my extra stuff, my little goodies, because I save my wrappers, because I plan on having some cups made that have all of my favorite cigar wrappers in them. So
Okay.
I've had this for over a decade now.
Wow.
I've even seen folks have wood chips. Oh well, like slice type. It looks
Yeah.
like
Cedar.
like
the cedar.
potpourri kinda, but it's big. I've even
Cedar.
seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a lot of different things people use to preserve. And I was just gonna, whenever we make it to it, because you have a good drink right there, I just wanted to
Have this.
name how important a good bag is too.
Hmm.
We love to carry our
That is
bags.
good.
So this is my little coach, and I got my Zara's, and I got my little Cole Haan bags. So in other words, I actually spend money on bags to be able to fit my cigars.
Hmm.
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
I get some,
It's
you know,
fashion too. You got to be fly. It's all about fashion too now. No.
yes, good leather bag. You gotta have a good leather bag and
Yeah.
some good ashtrays for cigars.
Mhm.
You know what I also want to say with that I think if we can piggyback when we were talking about the environments that you're in. The one thing I appreciate about the environment, I know if the other ladies have experienced this, you don't feel the drama, or it feels like just light.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I like the fact that we can be in each other's face and it just be the enjoyment of it. So I don't know if you guys notice that, but I just noticed a different energy in those spaces too.
People are going for peace.
Yes.
Come in there for peace.
Right.
Relaxation. Yeah.
So what's y'all's favorite cigar spot to go to?
Yet to be determined, but
Yeah.
My favorite to go to is Ma'am's. That's off of Pat Booker. But I'm a member of Club Humidor, Fink's. I go to all of them. I spend a lot more time at Club Humidor, and Ma'am's is my spot because he has all these big lounge, just couches.
It is nice. It's nice. I mean, if you just, it's nice.
It's called MAMS, MAAM?
MAMS.
MAMS. Okay. Oh, ma'am.
Because it doesn't. The only downside sometimes in the beginning, it doesn't stay open late.
Right.
And so when I would try to find cigar places for different people who come in town, that's what drove me to research cigar lounges and everything. Like Fink's closes 7 or 8 and so forth. And then one place that I did find a few years ago, the Pipe Corner, and it's downtown near 141 Lavaca Street. Whoever had Miss Tennessee, she made sure
Miss Tennessee, 141 Lavaca Street.
I say it like that. Oh, she didn't play. Miss Tennessee, kudos to Miss Tennessee.
Miss Tennessee gonna tell you take it down to 141 Lavaca.
Y'all know Miss Tennessee?
Oh,
we know Miss Tennessee. You will hear a pin drop in that classroom. You scared to move in there.
And she was always smiling.
Oh, she wasn't playing no. But
Mm-mm.
it was right across the street. It's right across the street from their beautiful place. So he has a humidor. He has you go up his stairs. He has a full humidor there, but he stay open till midnight. So I was like, yes, because in the middle of the day, you want to be able to have the flexibility to get a cigar. And now we've advanced. We have 1911. They stay open late.
1911.
It's Shirt Cibolo. So now I see the
Bottles,
city
right.
growing. And we could segue to, even what Toya's doing, having certain venues that you can be able to be comfortable and really enjoy a cigar and a good drink. And in a perfect world, live music at the same time. If I get all three, baby,
Doing good.
I want to go to Houston.
We plugged your,
Yes.
we plugged your
Antonio,
business,
we be
Toya.
on and popping.
Wow, this is a great, great, great conversation and very educational, and it's making me want to go buy a cigar and try it out. I want to try one of yours, Sharon, and your little small ones.
My small version, your quick
Yeah.
one, your quick fix. You can, but now this one's Oliva is a good line, and so I've had to graduate to just smoking the whole brand that I do all the different series of it, because some will have me spinning and I need to be close to a bed quickly. And then there's some, especially where I used to mess up and girls get loose, because not loose, but trying to be on a date sometimes. You trying to, especially when I was new at it. I failed at so many levels because trying to smoke a cigar and trying to drink and just be not feeling well, so I'm sure some people have some stories on that, but I've had to graduate to it. So Olivas is a really great line. That's my go-to, but Lisa put me on to some things. So I'm going to join the whole Crazy Alice and the Bottom Back, whatever it is, that whole family, because I'm not a sweet smoker,
That bottom
but
Betty.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So I'm not a sweet post. I'm like, if you're a cigar smoker, you don't smoke nothing sweet.
What
Huh?
you were bringing up the pack? You were going to say something. You were bringing up the pack.
Oh yeah, I was showing. Let her know what that is. Miss Laura know what that is. The pack.
So this is a Boveda pack. They have them smaller. This is 12 months. I take this to the mountains because the humidity is different up there. But this is a two-way humidity control, so it's front and back. And I keep it for my larger stash. And they have the small ones. They have little small packs. They have the packs that are about maybe about 6 inches in length, and you use that to keep your cigars at a to keep what's the word I'm looking for? Moisture. Keep moisture and to keep them at the right temperature.
Yeah, you have to keep them moist.
Portable humidor. Yeah.
Wow. So what's the difference between cigars and marijuana, the smoking?
I know I can do
It's a big difference.
I cannot.
I think
One is legal, one is not.
one is
I
not.
know, right.
That's one of the differences, definitely. Right?
But I in all honesty, some cigars can give people a high that they get from marijuana.
Exactly.
Without inhaling
It's
it?
legal.
It gives you a high.
Yeah, there's an agreement that this
And
company
it's
has
legal.
the upsetters. It has an herbal blend.
Right.
This company, upsetters, has an herbal blend, and some of them you can get a little buzz off of because of the herbs.
Mhm.
And you'll have
Right.
people who do smoke marijuana, whether it's for medicinal purposes, whatever, they'll tell you they can feel something from the cigar.
Wow.
Yep. It can
Wow.
happen. You can get a little buzz just by smoking the butt end, like the lower
Yes.
you get on your cigar, and it
It
starts
gets
getting good.
Yeah.
You start feeling that.
So if you don't inhale it, how does it relax you? What?
It's a retro hell.
Yeah.
The leaf.
So smoking a cigar is more of a retro hell. It's something that it's something you have to be taught to do. It's not something that you just automatically learn. But that's the greater part of it because you're not inhaling it. So cigar, like everyone has said, it's more of a lifestyle. It's more of a relaxation. It's more about learning about what you like. And I commend all of you ladies on what you smoke. When I first started smoking cigars, everyone would tell me the best cigar that you'll ever have is a free cigar. And I was like, huh? And they were like, yeah, the best cigar you'll ever have is a free cigar, because it's going to allow you to know what other people like and what's out there, because it's something that you would normally buy for yourself.
Right.
But that's what helps you develop your palate when it comes to smoking cigars.
Wow.
So you actually are learning yourself too.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of
That's
people
right,
it's
Tanya.
funny. My son will say it to me all the time, Mom, what's your favorite thing? And I would say, I don't have a favorite thing. I really thought I didn't, but sitting with yourself, sometimes even by yourself or even with a significant other or friends, you start learning more about yourself with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how so? Because it makes you relaxed, or
You're relaxed and you're more willing to accept you, if that makes sense. You're not literally, you're not looking around to see who am I, if I'm competing with someone, what they have on. You're literally just sitting there accepting who you are, enjoying the moment, even realizing, like she said, with your palate, you know, that could be the palate with the cigar, the palate with the drink, the palette of just the energy that palette can go across the board, if you will. So I think it speaks volumes because you cover a lot of different spaces and you walk away knowing that, oh, you start telling yourself, well, you know, I really do like this. So that kind of flows into other areas of your life, if you will. You start moving that way with other things in your life. Yeah.
wow.
You know, it's like, because you're becoming discerning with the cigar and you're taking time out with yourself, and you have to do it slowly. Perfect. Now you have time to think. And, you know, people don't realize that. We don't inhale the smoke, but it makes you breathe a lot deeper.
Yeah.
So you start calming, you know, everything starts calming down. So now you are really relaxing and your thoughts have a chance to come on through. Yes. And so you're becoming more self-aware because you're now discerning. You know, when I remember when I was a little kid and I would hear about cigar smokers, all my uncles would either smoke pipes or cigars. They would say, you know, they're discerning smokers. Yes. For my cigarette family members, they said, no, they're discerning smokers, but you really are more discerning when you begin to smoke cigars. Because now you have this new awareness of what you choose for your own palate. You're giving yourself some more self-care there, really. Because that's not me, this is me. So now you're sitting down, you might be sitting down with your dog beside you, you know, you might be sitting in the backyard by yourself, you know, just sitting by yourself. And now you're getting a chance to actually hear your own thoughts. And that's key.
That's key for women, because we're always taught that I'm not always, we've been taught, a lot of us have been taught to, this is what you do, this is how you do it, you do this, women don't do that. And we've not, and sometimes and I'm not blaming this on anybody, sometimes we put others before us. It's a choice we make. Now we're making the choice to say, you know, I can balance this out a little better, whereas I have some boundaries. I can say, no, I don't want this cigar. So I apply that to like, well, no, I don't want this, but I do want this. And it's okay, because no is a complete sentence. You know?
And it gives you a sense of freedom too, to know what you want and to and to do it or to ask for it. It's very
it's a choice.
I can't think of the word. Yeah, it's a choice, but it's like it gives you a sense of freedom and independence.
You're thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's because you literally are stepping into a male-dominated field where you have to actually assert your wants and your needs for the first time. And you actually go somewhere and someone is asking you, what is it that you like? What is it that you want? Instead of what you're going to do for somebody else. They're asking, what do you want us to do for you? What do you want this cigar to do for you? So everything, the language is different. You're being addressed differently, being in a more male dominated sport, I'm going to say. And now as a woman, you're stepping in and you're listening to men's conversation. They're feeling a lot more relaxed. They're feeling less intimidated. And you're hearing a lot of assertiveness around you. Your language, that energy gets absorbed in you, and now you learn how to assert yourself. You learn how to really give yourself that self-care to actually sit down and do nothing.
And that's sexy.
Many of us to sit down and do nothing at all.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
And be served.
Mhm. And then, and if you're dating, man, or with whomever your choice is, but I even notice if you're dating someone and they see the difference in how you move with it, they're willing to even make sure you have that
Right.
cigar, if you will.
I like how they match your energy.
Yes,
And
they do.
Exactly.
Right. Or either just that alone time.
It's very sexy. It's very
Mhm.
sexy. Mhm.
Wow.
I know when my children were smaller and I would go sit outside, have my cigar and have my drink. I can hear them, Mom's outside smoking, y'all don't bother. So, people know that that's
Mhm.
your time that you need for you. So
Mhm.
they help you enjoy that.
Wow.
That's part of your self-care,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that alone time.
I agree.
Mm.
I agree.
So
I
the
agree.
men have all the tricks, huh?
Oh,
They
they do.
do.
Well, literally,
They
I'm
do.
gonna say this: the men
They
don't
do.
have tricks. I told them the grown boys have tricks. The men they just being men. They know how to
Right.
They
take
being men.
space.
Right.
Tanya, speak on that grown boy
Yeah,
situation, Lord
they know
Jesus.
how to handle that space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned the difference. Believe me. And you know what's funny? Because we're talking about the acceptance of talent. Uh, you start really appreciating and learning how to lean in, if that makes sense. So you start
Mhm.
accepting someone being that way with you, and it's something that's deserving, and it can be reciprocated at the same time. So friendships and all, I think that is a key thing um, in this space too. You
Yeah.
know.
Mm. Wow. I wasn't expecting this kind of conversation from smoking cigars. I
That's
was,
what happens when you have stick talk.
That's right.
I like that stick talk.
Yep.
Wow. So before we go, I want to thank y'all for coming out and educating us on cigars, and I am going to try something. I don't know what, but I'm going to go to one of the maybe Club Humidor, because that's the name that I remember,
Mhm.
um, and check it out and see, how if I can find my space, um, and my quiet corner,
Mhm.
and just smoke a cigar and relax a little bit more, because we all need that. But before
Yes,
we
we do.
go, I want Sharon to talk about her event again. But the other ladies, before Sharon does that, do y'all have any final comments or remarks that y'all would like to share about cigars to some of the ladies that are viewing?
I don't have a remark or
Okay.
share, but I do want to ask. Someone said they like whiskey. I can't remember who it was, but I want to know what kind. Is it Irish? Is it what type of whiskey do you like? Because I didn't ask that question.
Oh, for me, I like Scottish. I like a Scottish blend. Of course, Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
If it says Scotland, I'm for it. But if it says Ireland, that's okay too.
Okay.
They're pretty much the same. And then I'll say I like the high proofs. 110 proof is good for me. No less than 80. That's my thing.
Woo.
Yeah,
Mm.
110 is good for me too.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
was gonna
strong?
say somebody mentioned the gadgets that are very
Yes.
important for us to have, especially when someone's a newbie. They need this more than likely they'll give you one of these, maybe a little smaller. This is a cutter for the crown of the cigar. And you got to get a good lighter. Even a cigarette smoker should have a good torch. I didn't
Mm.
bring my big one because not everybody needs to have a big one. But this is the flame. It's
Mm.
a very simple flame. You only got to hit it once.
And also know to when you're using a lighter, it's the orange part you want to have,
Yes, you don't want
not
to
the
put it
blue.
straight into
Yeah,
the flames.
yeah,
You want it on the tip of
yeah.
the flame. And we have a lot of gadgets with cutters, all different types of cutters and little things to rest your cigars on. This is a cheap one. So, it's an investment. I'll say that we definitely have a lot of gadgets for smoking a
Mm.
cigar. You don't just, pull it out like you do with a cigarette and just start smoking. You have to have your cutter. You have to have a good lighter and you have to know where to get it filled or learn how to fill it yourself. So,
Yes.
you know, we
Mhm.
definitely have our little humidors we travel with, you know, take them with us. We like our bags. We love our hats. We like a good pair of shoes because I don't know about anybody else, but we do like to stunt a little bit. You know, when we go out, we like to look good too. It's an art because all the little gadgets go with your cigar. And it's all a matter of how you like to have your cigar cut, how you prefer to have it lit. It's a style for everything.
It's
And
a classic.
Right.
It's a classic style. It
yes.
really is.
Wow.
And it's also about how you want to pull your smoke.
There you go.
And that's going to also help you determine how you want your cigar cut.
Yeah.
So,
And we didn't
Wow.
mention lipstick and makeup. Lipstick.
yes, because I like to have a gloss on when I
Important.
smoke.
Oh,
Yeah, like
okay.
Me
you
too.
wanna, we
Mhm.
like to keep our lips looking good too when we smoke.
Yes,
So
It's
we find ourselves
all in the
particular.
art of it. Mhm.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, Lisa. So
Wow.
you like the gloss too? Okay, I thought. Yeah.
yes. I keep a moisturizer on there, baby, when I smoke. I gotta have some. And
Something.
if people pay attention to me when I'm at Midtown, because I always have something in my purse, I will reapply, you know, and get it on there because I don't want my lips to dry out from smoke.
Yeah.
Wow.
And hydrate. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Hydrate.
Lot of water. Yeah. And you know what? I've forgotten this part too. Let me pull it out my bag because I just ran up in here, y'all. So this is my bag. I reuse my bags for groceries. But one of the things that I have a lot of people ask me about when they start smoking, and it surprises me every single time because I'm a military brat. Mouthwash.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
believe in our mouthwash because when you can't get to a toothbrush, because I have flashbacks of cigarette breath from
Mm.
cigars. This is like the easiest way to clean your teeth in your mouth because mouthwash we can just carry it around, and
Mhm.
it's like this is one of my best friends when it comes to cigars because it keeps us fresh, and of course little perfumes or whatever. But this right here is a lifesaver. We get the leaf can get stuck into your teeth, so you carry little floss, dental floss. But this right here, it saves all of us. And you'll go into a cigar lounge and you'll go in their bathroom and you will see mouthwash accessible in many of them, so that you
That's true.
can use small cups and rinse your mouth out.
And you can also, at the private clubs, they even have people in there playing dominoes and different things of that nature too. So you can also partake in that type of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole new world for me.
It really
Pretty
is a
cool
whole new
world
world. It's a
with the
whole new
fedora.
language.
Right.
So
So,
Toya, will your new? Oh, I
go
was saying,
ahead.
Toya, can you talk about your
Yeah.
new endeavors?
Within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be opening a place called Horizons and More. It's going to be a place for the grown and mature. If anybody knows anything about me, one of my gifts is being able to create an atmosphere to where people just feel like they're sitting in their living room, having a drink, having a smoke. So this is something that I kind of look forward to. Sharon, I would love to get with you because even after having this conversation, we can do stick talk on the patio for women or men, be able to engage it. We have another spot that's coming up, or, just something, I'm just for one honored just to be a part of each and every one of you ladies, because one thing that I miss so much, and Lisa will tell you, I'm an advocate for people that love to have a good time. And I just can't wait to get back into my zone. And you know how
I
I've been feeling the
know.
last couple of months, I've been feeling like a fish without water. I just been like, Lord, I'm plopping. But I'm going to be able, and Lisa will tell you, one day I was having a day. And as I was putting things together, and Lisa told me, she says, Toya, she says, it's not about blood, it's about family.
There you go.
And that stuck to me, and it's something that hit me hard. And I was like, that's why my fight has been so great, because it's not about me. It's about moments like this. And, people say, Toya, you went from the church, you went here. The church is who I am. But one thing that I understand is that my ministry is outside the walls.
There you go.
And I'm
Right.
not a type of person that you can box in. I'm not a type of person that you can kind of put up against a corner, because I know who I am and I know what I like. But foremost, I love people. And I love to see people have a good time, and people gravitate to me, I guess, because of the simple fact that I'm just me, man. I'm just real. I just want to see people be able to love on each other. I'm able to allow people to connect. And I mean, that's just a gift. Everybody doesn't have that gift. Every one of us on this phone, on this Zoom call, we know who we are. And once we get our gifts to working, to we're able to put everything together, what train couldn't move with all this power that's on this Zoom call right now?
Come on
And
now.
once you know who you
Exactly.
are and you're able to walk in the gift that God has given you, this is what it's about. This moments like this is what it's about. And that's why we're going to do Stick Talk on, I don't care what day we do it on, because guess what? I'm the owner, so we can do it whenever we want to. So, you know, hey, I'm ready. I'm excited. And I thank you, ladies, for this opportunity. I do, because you know what? Moments like this need to happen more and more for us.
Yes.
And I think when you said, I don't know what it is that allows people to gravitate, because I met you through my Aunt Tony. But I think what it is, because you have people who, you can be a good, if you're not a positive person, you are a good person and you're a positive person. So that does draw.
Thank you.
You're a magnet.
Exactly.
I love you.
Been a fish out of water because you haven't been working in your gifts like you want to during this time.
I need to get back in that water, because I tell you, my daughter, my grandkids, they're about to put me in that skillet and fry me. So I'm ready. I've jumped back in the water, and I'm telling you, it's not just for me. It's for moments just like this. So I'm ready. And like I said, there's nothing that we can't do if we just link together. And it's not about nobody getting the credit. It's just about us coming together as women. There's no I in me nowhere.
There you go.
There's no I in me nowhere. And I love to link with people that just want to do something positive and don't mind, you know, hey, one day, hey, I'm sorry. I just might be having a moment. But let me get to my cigar. Let me get to whatever I'm going to pair it with. And let me tell you something. I don't know if you've tried Buffalo Trace.
Yes,
but
I have.
Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
You think some of that Mams, that's one of my favorites. I posted.
Oh
What
my
is that?
God.
What is that
Buffalo
one?
Trace with a lime or just a little bit of mango in it with a cigar. Oh my God. It's like heaven on earth.
Oh, that's a
What is
drink.
Buffalo? Look at me.
Okay.
That's new. That's a drink. I was like, is that a
I
cigar?
would try
That's
that.
what I thought
Oh,
too.
it's a drink.
I thought-
Oh, when she
There
said
is
a
a
lime, I
cigar,
said,
too.
okay, it's a drink.
Okay, that's a drink.
That's the Buffalo Trace.
Like,
Yes.
I have that, and I didn't bring it to your house that night, Sharon. But yeah,
No.
okay. I thought you meant there is a cigar called Buffalo. Is Buffalo talking about getting it at Mams? Here
So
these
I'm
little
special.
in the meantime.
Okay. So Toya, back up. Look at me. So is it what type of liquor is it? Like, break that down to me. I'm a little special.
Buffalo Trace it's a whiskey. But it's when I tell you when I tell you it's a sexy type of whiskey, it's nothing like Glenlivet's. It's nothing like what is it? Buchanan's? Is that what it is? Buchanan's?
Yeah. Right.
But there's something about this Buffalo Trace that it's it has a bite, but the bite is a bite that you want to keep engaging. It's not one of those ones where you take it and it burns. It's almost like an inviting bite. And with that lime and just a tad bit of mango, I don't know what's better, my cigar or that drink. But I tell you what, they pair well together.
Well, I know they need to be your sponsor. The way you breaking them down, you make sure they.
I want to tell you, ladies.
Make me want to get. Make me try one. I like that. Yeah.
I want to thank you, Sharon, for inviting me on this, because I'm actually going to be my father's memorials in the morning. So this has helped me. Truly, it has. I've been needing things to kind of keep me going, and I'm up and down. But this was very engaging and enjoyable. So I thank you, ladies.
Wow, thank you so much.
It meant the world for me to hear her say yay, because I was like, yay or nay. And when she said that, because we get a chance to talk and we don't. But it just meant the world to me, because I think she has gotten me, her wisdom, her spirit, and all these ladies has gotten me through a lot. Even when you don't speak to each other, you just see people's walk. And that's what 2022 is for me, is no excuses, just healing, you know, taking the Band-Aid off and just accepting what God has for us. So I appreciate you, Tanya, for that meant the world.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I
what
appreciate you.
my
I've been
son
praying
told me
for you.
over dinner tonight. He said, "Mom," and he's 15. He said, "Mom," he would always say, first, chopsticks teaches you patience. And so I knew he was telling me you're impatient. But secondly, he said something to profound to me tonight. It was simple, but it spoke to my spirit. He said, "Mom, you just need to live your life like nobody's watching."
Come on now.
Right.
Hey, what
And you
you
do it
with
well.
that?
And he's 15?
15.
You do it well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Very wise.
It's a prophet in the house, I see, huh?
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Amen. 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 That's what's up. Yeah, so I saw that. I'm glad Toya even said it. I was like, I was sitting here like, I'm just going, we gotta do something. This has to be a little bit more frequent, you know. It's a need for it, you know, and
Yes, it
ladies
is.
actually doing what we're doing. So, and having those conversations, because men do it all the time. That's their daycare center. You know what I mean? That's where they go. But women, you know, we don't get a chance to just love on each other too much, you know. We hate, I'm guilty of it half the time, you know, and it's just one of those things, not hate, but you know, it's one of those things that you can get into your feelings about things. The enemy will set in certain things. And so this is so needed. And man, it's almost midnight. Look at us. We're not even in the club. How about that?
Wow.
But we had our
So Lisa, you still going?
And I had no cigar yet. I'm
Yes, I
feeding
am.
right now. I'm feeding.
Yes, I am. I have people waiting on me, and they keep calling and texting and I'm like, I'll be there. I told them, I say, once
Doing
it's
God's
over,
work.
I will be there.
Yeah,
Wow.
I turned my notifications off because I saw messages and messages. I'm like, first of all, y'all know I don't go out on Friday night. Now Saturday, yes, I got to recuperate for the rest of the week. But Friday, I'm bad for going out on Friday because I just be trying to recuperate from Monday.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
But you know what? It's been awesome speaking with all of you, and thank you so much, Tan TV. I'm gonna say it by the you know, the page and the name for the channel. You know, it's a good place for women to be able to feel empowered, and I think that's what cigars give so many women, is that empowerment that's needed. You know, that no one's telling you what to do, no one's trying to show you what to do. You literally pick up everything and begin to learn how to do things for yourself. Like, it really, you know, you get instilled with wisdom sitting around in circles and listening to intelligent conversation.
That's right.
For the cigar smokers. And when it's women, you never know what angle it can take because we are so diverse. It's more than just a cigar. I mean, cigars are a lifestyle. There's not a portion of your life where that empowerment to choose when you go into a lounge and feel secure around a whole bunch of men and you're the only woman, it doesn't filter, it doesn't leak into other parts of your life. Where you begin to find yourself with a new sense of self and just, you feel like you can just do just about anything. You know, it's not limiting. And you're actually in a circle of men who actually will tell you you're not limited. Actually get that new conversation and men being gentlemen with the cigar.
Listen to the words and not conflating.
Yes.
Right. And I'm glad you said that. I'm a hush on this one, but I kind of I think I did get a little offended when I heard one of the gentlemen was like, that's what you came to see. Like you'll go to cigar lounges to see men. And I just want to say this. That's why these ladies are right on this panel. We are true advocates of cigars. We do it for our peace and sanity, right? And so some get it, you know, you see a trend that always happens, and that's fine, nothing against it. But at the end of the day, it's not for, you know, this is something that we do, you know, and it's not to chase men, you know, and sometimes you can hear that goes out there half the time. So I just wanted to show you that. It's not about the men. This is what we really do. And there are some true women who are advocate about the leaf. This is our life.
Sisters on the leaf.
I'll talk about it for 2 hours. If you really get me on it, I'll be talking about tobacco
So the goal is to plan a trip to go to one of the places, that is on my list to do. COVID is putting in everything, but getting the time to do that and get some people together and plan out and just learn. I'm interested in being a tobacconist. I really want to learn how to roll, because doing some of these events, and I've researched a lot, that's the scientist in me. I saw that there's still a niche in a lot, and it's room for everyone to do things. And I was looking for a cigar roller, and I was calling all over the country and then some, and the prices were expensive. And I was able to find one very expensive. And then I was looking, well, do anybody do a class, And then I realized in some areas where it's more frequent, San Antonio, how it's slow for us here, but Dallas and other places up north, this is what they do. People that look like us, this is what they do. So they're way ahead of the game. But to see in Austin, who I use, they were very reasonable. Some start at 2,400 plus, and they might roll 50 or 100 cigars for you. But
wow.
I like who I was dealing with in Austin. They were reasonable. So anybody interested, I always give a plug in. Bobaloos, and they were about 7 something for 50 cigars. And that's the things that I add to packages for people to experience a cigar roller. But to say all that that's something I'm interested in. So come on, it's like, get some ladies to take the class and learn. And I'm all about entrepreneurship, make some money out there, because it is a need, it is a niche. And, it's another stream of income that can happen into this world, into this industry. So that was something that was an eye opener for me as well. This is still a wide open niche. And I'm like, for everybody, go get it. Because I'm like everyone here, I'm a connector. I want to let you know, hey, did you know this, girl? You better do this. That's just who I am. And so it's a huge niche out there. So for everybody.
I think the herbal class is good to do as well. I think it's good for the repository as well. And then also in this space is the financial space too. So you can talk about
absolutely.
That.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good, this stuff though.
And I'm gonna shut up because I've been talking on it.
I know we all.
I'll say with cigars, you definitely have to learn. I'll say for me personally, once I realized how passionate I became with cigars, it made me want to raise my standard of living, my income, and put myself in circles where I keep on making that money, because I like cigars. And
absolutely,
it's not a cheap, I'm going to say cheap behavior to have, smoking cigars.
Right.
So it made me want to keep on pushing and let me get to this level and get that to that level, because I want those cigars. And I want to buy the box. Like it's motivation for me. And then it helped me as a butcher and as a chef to get in more with my niche group of people, because it created an area that I didn't realize existed. People wanted to understand not only what drink do I pair with this meat or this dish that you made, but what kind of cigar do you suggest? So it got me into with certain clients and a lot of indie clients that I never thought I would meet in my lifetime. And that's what they wanted to know. What would you suggest for these cigars? Do you suggest that I pair it with this type of meat, this type of thing? And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You're asking me about what to put your cigar with instead of what do I pair my wine with? What do I pair this meat with? They wanted to know first, what do I do with my cigar? So, I was like, wow, that put me in another field outside of what I thought it would be as a chef, because I enjoyed cigars. So you just never know. And then I got on my first gig because I smoked cigars. The guy that was when he was saying all the skills I had, he was like, and she loves cigars. And he was like, what? She loves cigars. He was like, I don't want to even hear anymore. That's it. That's enough. I want it now. And so, it got me into a lot of clients, because I was not just a woman coming as a chef. I wasn't just a female chef. They wanted a person who understood the lifestyle of cigars. And it got me some really good cigars I know I would never buy, like $118 cigars, for real, wrapped in gold. From Abu Dhabi.
It seems like everybody just gives an experience on this panel. You're able to give
like you just never know where it's going to lead you to, because you're sitting in a room with people that you never you wouldn't normally engage with just on a day-to-day basis. You're sitting down, and then all of a sudden conversations strike up, And then people just start referring people out. I get a lot of business cards from people who aren't even in the state or country. And they're
I get
like,
a
I
lawyer,
think
a
this
doctor.
person will be great for you. I think this will be a really good connection for for what you do. So it opens up these doors. That's why I say it's a sense of empowerment, because men aren't perfect. We're not perfect either, but there's certain things that they do in their behaviors that we can take some tips from. We can really, because they will really be an asset to us to be able to move a little differently, because we as women were taught to kind of cower down, and be mild, be meek, be soft-spoken to a certain degree. And men will tell you, assert yourself. You need to speak up. And, so it makes you more fearless, because you're hearing these conversations and they're not intimidating. They're not, they're not belittling you. You actually are having them in a calm environment. And it's like, sometimes they'll talk to you, like a big brother, and they mean it, hey, I don't see you as a woman now. You a cigar smoker. You a sister of the leaf now. And so they talk to you differently. And the conversations are always engaging and beneficial. So, that's my take on the lifestyle. Those are the things that I've experienced and have appreciated greatly, is the sense of honesty that comes from them, and a new level of trust. Like, I really started thinking about men differently, in a more positive light.
Yeah. I do want to read this. This could be another the next what is it, Stick Talks, and I'm gonna move on from this. Is talking about the financial aspect.
That's what I want.
Because I'm gonna look this up. I saw this and I wanted to make sure I word it right, because even in this industry, being African American here, and then we're 6% in San Antonio, and you see dominant in other areas, but they don't really take our dollars seriously. And even by doing some of these events, and I'm just gonna put it out there, I have to prove them wrong. And then when the people do show up, and that's why, like she said, it's not about sharing. I try to hide, I want to hide behind the brand, because I hate putting myself out there. I hate it with a passion. But I also have to prove to some of these industry people that we're coming out and we do spend money. This is it's a $9.4 billion cigar market. And how the Black-owned cigar brands in the U.S. found their emerge into this particular market, and they've been able to sustain as smokers to cope with confined ways of life. So you see this huge emerge of a lot of Black cigar lounges, and people coming up with their own, manufacturing brands and so forth. But we are really booming in this industry, and they're not taking us seriously. Or they'll look at it, that's just another Black event. Oh, this whole cigar weeks are coming up, and that's not what we do. And I just feel like we have an opportunity to really purge and really trust our dollar and how powerful it is. And that's still an ongoing conversation, but I just want to put that out there. That's something that we have to keep in mind, that, yeah, we know how San Antonio is. I'm gonna keep it real. You have certain people that's doing certain things. I'm going to support her. I'm going to support him, but we're really not coming together, because we're just a small market. And when we do come together, man, we can do some amazing things, but it's just because the others are looking, laughing at us. And we're patronizing them, spending our dollars, and we're not rotating it back, putting it back into our community.
Well, you know what I am.
And that's the
I'm
thing
about
that
circulating.
irks me.
Yeah, we got to learn how to circulate our dollars differently. And I don't know if you ladies know this, but for a community of color or disadvantaged folks, our dollar circulates from 6 hours, maybe a day.
Wow.
And so that leads to the amenities in your communities. And we always say, well, why don't we have this, that? Because we take our funds and we put them outside of our community, like to Sharon's point. And a lot of times when you're saying they don't take our dollar seriously, they know we have the dollar. Sometimes
they know we have it.
Right.
We don't take our dollar.
Right.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
So
we don't take it seriously. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes.
So
we don't take it seriously.
The other thing too is that we have to stop worrying about what they think,
right.
and do it ourselves.
Well, we need more industries.
Yeah, but you can tap into any industry that you want, and make it your own. You don't have to. It's a free market for everybody. It's not exclusive to Anglos. It's not exclusive to Latinos. It's not exclusive to any group. It's for those that have the money and the drive and the desire and the will to become successful. It's not. And we spend a lot of time worrying about what somebody else thinks about
Exactly.
our dollars,
Mhm.
and we've proven we have the money because we spend it everywhere.
We do.
So we've got to learn to focus on what we're doing and not worry about what somebody else thinks and try to impress them. If you want to go into the cigar industry, just do it,
Yeah.
and then get your own customers and don't worry
Amen.
about what people think. It doesn't
Amen.
matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, it
Don't
does
So,
not.
matter.
It does not. But yeah, we do need to. I want to say this before we get off. We need to
mm,
talk about the financial aspect of it, sharing the
mm,
economic development piece. But we also need to talk about what we're seeing on TV now. I don't know if you guys are noticing certain things that are happening on TV now, because I've been paying
Mm.
attention. More so because we've been at home more. But I'm noticing they're going back to showing your natural skin. It's not
mm.
filtered on certain shows, so you're seeing the bump. You're seeing everything that you have been not seeing lately. They're going back to that. I don't know if you even see they're showing men with the braids, and they're showing that you can have braids and still be a professional person, so you're not looked at as a criminal. You're
Mm-hmm.
also seeing too, whereas they are. I saw one commercial when COVID started, and it really touched me because I had never seen it before. They actually had a black man speaking about finances, and people were going to them for the advice. You don't see
Wow.
that often. So I'm just saying I'm paying attention to a lot of things of how we 2020 was the year of clear vision, meaning that it was a perfect storm.
Mhm.
Everything
Amen.
kind of just,
I agree.
yeah. So we need to talk about some of that too.
Amen.
That's awesome. So
Mhm.
you have been or you are tuned into the coffee break, late night coffee break, with some phenomenal women that have given us some great insight and great information and education on the culture and the lifestyle of smoking cigars, not just smoking it for a fad or to be cool. It's a lifestyle that I would like to learn more about, and I'm sure some of the viewers would like to learn more about it as well. But before we go, Sharon, if you could tell us about your event
Okay.
and how you're building a San Antonio cigar culture, to create awareness for African Americans and anybody that wants to participate in it, but specifically and primarily for African Americans.
Okay. Well, thank you for the opportunity. And I love you, Miss Laura Thompson, forever. Tan TV and what you're doing for the community. And we support you because it's for us by us. And thank you for this platform. And again, thank you, ladies, again, for joining in this beautiful movement that we're doing, just showing unity amongst each other and just showing love, which is most important. So the event is just that. It's about, I'm about a lifestyle. Well, I'm calling it cigar culture. It's about the lifestyle, turn it into letting people know what's going on in the city, turn it into a magazine just to let people know the influence in the city by way of these events that's building this particular brand called San Antonio Cigar Culture. And so this event is highlighting a brewery that is co-owned by an African-American male. And his name is Marcus Baskerville, and he's right here in San Antonio. And he launched the Black is Beautiful initiative when things that took place with George Floyd. He wanted to do something to challenge the other breweries to back organizations dealing with racial inequality. And so this is just to bring awareness of who we have in our city, and of course, enjoy his beautiful craft beers, along with us getting out there, smoking our favorite stogies, and just fellowshipping amongst each other. And that's what it's all about. So it's this Friday. Next Friday, January the 28th. It's one of the last events for Dream Week, because I am a part of Dream Week's events. And it's from 4, doors open at 4. We'll end about 9, 10 o'clock. And it's $25 donation. For VIP is $40, and you receive a swag bag and some other great goodies that go with that VIP experience. And pretty much that's it. You wear your black and white casual dress and have a good time and meet people outside of your norm, meet people outside of your circle, and just do something different. And that's what it's about.
Wow. So you have been tuned into the coffee break on TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, and it was just so good to see familiar faces that I hadn't seen in a long time and have this great conversation. And we got to do it again. So Sharon, hook it up for us.
All right. Lisa, good to see you, Tanya.
All
Keto
right.
and Toya, it's good to see y'all. I
Thanks
haven't
for
been to
having me.
Midtown. I haven't been to Midtown. I know that's where they're going, but Midtown is the spot. You know,
I
that patio.
know.
So we
So
enjoy our cigars out there.
that's where
Karaoke.
Lisa's headed. That's where
That's where she
Lisa's
headed,
Yes,
faithfully.
headed. So y'all take
Looking
care,
fly.
and thanks
All
for
right.
hanging out for a few
All
minutes.
right.
All
All
righty,
right. Y'all
ciao.
thanks
take
for
care.
having me.
Bye.